Hello and welcome into Groomer's Take. We have to start with the PGA Tour and the FedEx Cup playoffs. The BMW champion is Patrick Cantlay. Why? Because drive for show and putt for dough, baby. Patrick Cantlay, 6-hole playoff against Bryson DeChambeau. Makes everything. It was a putt on 16 to save par. It was a huge bogey putt on 17, and then the huge birdie putt on 18 to force the playoff. And you're watching the playoff. I mean, I just love sitting down on Sundays and watching football, but especially the fourth round of any golf tournament. It's a lot of fun. And this was pure excitement. I loved every second of it, no matter who was in the playoff. I mean, because Bryson's fun to watch. But we're going to get back into him in just a second, because this is about Patrick Cantlay. In the rough on, I think, the third or fourth playoff hole, chips out, almost hits the pin, almost drains it, and then still gets the par. Bryson was in the driver's seat the entire time. Had the same kind of looking putt that he missed for a 59 on the Thursday, I think it was. Misses it. Rips out for the championship. Patrick Cantlay, insane clutch putting. It was awesome to watch. And now he is, of course, in the driver's seat for the Tour Championship with the top 30 players. I heard he gets like a minus 10 stroke lead or something. Like, that's weird to me. It's crazy. I don't completely understand it, but whatever. Okay, let's talk more about this whole golf and Bryson DeChambeau. I have to bring out this little piece of paper because on 14, Bryson DeChambeau asked Patrick Cantlay to stop walking while he was approaching or hovering over his ball or whatever. So I looked it up. You see the video. Patrick Cantlay is on the left side of the fairway. When Bryson's lined up, you can't see anybody behind your back. You shouldn't be focused on that. This Bryson guy, man, he just can't help himself. He wants to be the show. He's a bit of a baby, maybe some anger issues, but we'll keep going with that because this guy just, he bothers me. But it's fun watching him drive the ball. It's fun watching him try to pound it out of rough no matter where he is to get it on, and it works. He just, he's not clutch enough to make those putts. Then he gets in an altercation. Okay, this was after. I thought this was during the round when someone said Brooksy, but this was after. So, I mean, let's think about this. When Bryson was hovering over that putt to make birdie like Cantlay did, I already thought, okay, what is this exchange going to be like if DeChambeau misses? And of course he misses it, and it's just a quick handshake with Cantlay, and I'm out of here. I'm going. I wanted him to just embrace what Cantlay just did. Like, the guy was in absolute beast mode. He was in tiger mode for 6 consecutive more. The 6 playoff holes and then more in the final few holes of the tournament. I wanted him to just say, man, shake his hand, give him a kind word, but that is not who Bryson is. When Bryson missed the birdie putt to win it in the 4th or 5th playoff hole, he immediately thought he was angry and he was shaking, and he was looking at his caddy like it was his fault. Maybe, maybe not, but I just feel that this guy, man, just calm down. There's sometimes it's not always an excuse, no matter how you read the green or what the heck's in your book, it doesn't matter. But then he gets in an altercation with a fan when someone, called him Brooksy, and he told him to F off and stormed out of there, didn't do any media at the end. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but in the PGA Tour, if you're Bryson DeChambeau and I'm whatever, commissioner or whatever, you need him sticking around to do a presser. Like, this guy can't just walk off. And then Bryson today or whatever, yesterday, complains about being called Brooksy, and now that word is banned. We're getting into the next little story here. That word is now banned on the golf course. PGA Tour bans fans from chanting Brooksy at DeChambeau. Well, I mean, what about everything else? I mean, he kind of brought this on himself. They could be chanting anything they want. They can make it sound different. They can make it still be aimed at Brooksy here. DeChambeau, it's silly. It's a bit of a whiny baby attitude. But hey, it's bringing attention to golf and storylines to golf, and sometimes we need that more and more without Tiger being around, and that's the way it will be moving forward. But I think this is a silly rule. I can't see how it's going to work. I'm saying multiple. Like, put the over-under at 10.5 people being kicked out of this tournament this weekend for yelling Brooksy. I mean, it seems like a lot to take that over. I don't know. I'd definitely be yelling it down like Brooksy and then running away somewhere. Okay, that was fun. Did I hit everything? I think I did. This is one of my favorite stories of the last week or so. The Carolina Hurricanes sticking it to the Montreal Canadiens. The Canes threw an offer sheet at Jesperi Kotkaniemi for a 1-year, $6.1 million. He signed it. He said, yeah, sure, I'll sign that. So Montreal has till September 4th or 5th to match it. The contract comes with a $20 signing bonus because if you remember a few years back, Montreal threw an offer sheet at Sebastian Aho. Carolina kind of made fun of it and easily matched it and then signed him to a long-term deal. Love that. So the signing bonus for Jesperi Kotkaniemi is $20, the same number as Sebastian Aho. This is just brilliant. I love it. Before we get into more of like what could happen and looking at Carolina and Montreal, who has Kotkaniemi, he's 21 years old. He got 5 goals, 15 assists in 56 regular season games last year. You're looking for a bit more than that. But he's 21. Like I said, he was the 5th overall pick a few years back, 2018 and something like that. He still has a lot of room to grow, and he just seems that he's not fitting in there. He sat a bunch in the playoffs. He was a healthy scratch. He had 8 points in 19 games in the playoffs. That's a pretty good pace considering what he was doing in the regular season. But it just seems like this is a foregone conclusion. I don't think Montreal is going to end up matching. If they do not, they get a 1st and 3rd round pick, and that might be a better option for them. But let's say Montreal matches, that puts them roughly around 3 and change over the cap for next year, which will be fine to start, apparently, from a little look I took, because Paul Byron's going to be on the IR to start, but when he comes back, you're going to be $3 million over. So, of course, there's some wiggle room. Now you just have to ask, do we want the picks? Is this Kotkaniemi a right fit for us, or do we take the picks and move forward? Now let's look at the Carolina side because I love it. They give him the 1 year, 6.1 that they can easily afford. And the thing is that when I first looked, like Kotkaniemi can play the wing, but they also have him playing center. Carolina is stacked at center with Aho, Vincent Trocheck, Jordan Staal, and Steven Lorentz, and that's not even putting in Derek Stepan yet. But I don't know if he'll end up being there at the start of the season or if he'll be waived or what have you. But this gives Carolina options to throw Kotkaniemi on the wing. You have Svechnikov, Aho, and Teravainen. That's their number 1 line. Nino Niederreiter, Vincent Trocheck, and Martin Necas on their second line. So you could really plug him in anywhere, whether it's on a power play. But where I really see Kotkaniemi playing is on the left wing of the third line, maybe with a mixture of Jordan Staal, Jesper Fast, and Ryan Suzuki. You could put him down on the fourth line. There's a lot of room there. And then I was looking quickly at next year at what the cap hit is for all these players and where it could possibly put the Carolina Hurricanes. So let's look. Nino Niederreiter will be a UFA. Vincent Trocheck will be a UFA. Derek Stepan would be a UFA. And Josh Levo would be a UFA. Your RFAs would be Kotkaniemi and Martin Necas and Steven Lorentz. I think Steven Lorentz will be staying as their 4th line center. I like the look of him there. Martin Necas will definitely get some money, a pay raise. He looks like he's going to be a very valuable asset for years to come. The Nino Niederreiter, 28 years old, getting paid $5.25 right now. I don't see that number getting higher. I definitely see it getting lower if he wants to stay with Carolina. I'd be surprised if he got that number from any other team. I just think it's a lot for what he's been able to produce. But on the other hand, you look at a guy like Vincent Trocheck, 28 years old as well, getting paid $4.75 million. That number's probably going to go up. Trocheck can play center, he can play wing, he looks to be like a goal scorer. He fits every little category you need on your hockey team. But I think that number, the 4.75 for Trocheck, is going to go up just a little bit. And then whether you want to keep Nino Niederreiter, whether he wants to stay for it, would have to be a lot less money. I'd say anywhere from the 3.75 to 4.5 max. I don't see how they would, or you would want to give Nino Niederreiter $4.5 million a year, but we'll see. Like I said, Nikash will definitely get some money, and Lorentz will stay for say $1.5 million a year. But we'll see. So there's a lot of fit there for the Carolina Hurricanes. I think it can work. I'm excited to see it. I want to talk more about the Hurricanes with the weird decisions they made in the offseason, but we're going to carry on. Maybe we'll save that for somewhere down the road when the hockey season starts. Their goalie situation, it's just weird, right? They let go of guys for a lot cheaper, and then they brought in, two Band-Aids, in my opinion, in Freddie and Antti Ranta. Anyways, not going there. Moving on. Cam Newton cut by the Patriots today. Kind of shocked it happened. Figured even if Mac Jones was going to be the starter, you'd want Cam Newton there. But I think they just wanted to get away from it. They liked enough what they saw from Jones to give him the start. They know they're kind of rebuilding. They're not going to expect too much from Mac Jones this season. Just a guy that you can hope can carry the offense, not throw picks, time management, all that. And the way his preseason has gone, you can believe it. Cam Newton, I don't want to say a distraction, but he's polarizing, right? And he hasn't been healthy. And I think they just wanted to get away from it. Now, what I'm saying is Cam Newton still going to play football? Is he going to start a game in the NFL this year? And I think there's opportunities for him to do it right away. The Dallas Cowboys are kicking tires for someone to back up Dak. I think that could work. But where I'm thinking mostly is a team like the Minnesota Vikings. Good backup. They drafted a guy in the 5th round, but Kirk Cousins is a guy you're unsure of. I think there's definitely other teams out there that could maybe Cam Newton could help support. Detroit comes to mind if you don't love Jared Goff. The Bears, but I think they like what they have. I really think there's not too many options there for Cam Newton. I'll say he will start at least one game this year. Where that would be, we'll have to wait to find out. But that's some big news coming out in England. Cam Newton, a past NFL MVP, done, cut by the New England Patriots. MLB, the New York Mets have been absolute dumpster fire since the trade deadline when they acquired Javi Baez. And they were in it. They made moves to be in it, to battle, and they've gone 9-20 before today. 9-20 since the deadline. So if you haven't heard over the last few games, fans have been giving it to them, rightfully so. They're fans. They can boo and cheer whenever they want. They paid the money to come see you. So the fans have been giving it to them. Boo, boo, boo. And the last few games, or 2 nights ago, Javi Baez hits a home run, gets to home plate, and does the gesture, thumbs down, like he's booing the fans cheering him now. Kevin Pillar did the same thing, and Francisco Lindor did the same thing. Today, Lindor and Baez apologized for what they did. I get that. It's what they should have done, because in this situation, I get it. I see the players are upset. They're mad. They're always trying their best. But these guys, especially Baez and Lindor, your studs, Lindor's there for 10 years, I believe. Baez was a pickup to try and make a run. He's a free agent in here. He's gone. But these guys are trying. They're not performing. All batting low 200s. So when the fans boo you, you have to expect that as a professional ball player. And then you have to expect when you do well, they're going to cheer you. That's the way it works. But they came out and apologized. And that's a quick little take on that. It's kind of bizarre, but hey, if my team's struggling, the Jays have been struggling over the few years. If I was there, maybe I boo too, but I don't think it's ever been that bad. This situation's bad because the Mets were expected to be a lot better. Jays, okay, 4.5 back in the wild card. Big September coming up, huge. I think they have 32, 33 games left. No more games against Boston. That's tough because that's the team you're chasing. They have games against the Rays, the Yankees, and boom, Baltimore. They're playing Baltimore right now. I'm going to the game tomorrow, so they better win. But really, you got to win these games. You have to win all of them. You can't lose the Baltimore Orioles. So go 9-1. You have to go 9-1. You can't lose one game to the Orioles. You just can't do it the rest of the season. But hey, it's going to be a really fun September to watch the Jays. I'm so excited to get back down to the park tomorrow. It's going to be a great time. I can't wait. Women's World Hockey Championship starting in 8 minutes. Canada versus the United States. Gold medal game. Let's go. I mean, it's no disrespect to the other countries, but really, it's always the United States and Canada. I want them, I think they've done it in the past, but let's do a best of 7 of these two. They hate each other. The competition's there. It's a lot of fun. Go Canada, go. I'm going to go tune in to the game right now. Good to be back. Hi, everybody. Groomer's Take. See ya.